Hello everyone, welcome to the video. I am Dr. M. Nithya, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce, Dr. SNS College of Arts and Science. Today we are going to see about increasing the statistical power. Let's see what is the power. Power is the binary of hypothesis test. Either the null hypothesis is true or the alternative hypothesis is true. Typically, we set the null hypothesis not having any effect things to stay the same, such as true meaning being the same, mu1 equal to mu2. And we set the alternative hypothesis having the same sort of effect or thing, change the after you introduce the variable into the experiment, such as the two main value are not the same, mu1 not equal to mu2. In data science, we often need to run the A/B test and interpret the result to using the statistical power. I will explain the power is what is the power and how it is increase the power using visualization, and I emphasize the method to nothing to the p-hacking method. Before we start, I am assuming you have some basic knowledge about hypothesis. Hypothesis testing means testing the p-value of the assumption. It's having the type 1 and type 2 errors, or false negative or false positive. Let's see how to increase the power of the hypothesis value. Let's take a closer look to the visualization under the kind of information we know in this graph. An example, can we testing that doing every SAT question practice book actually makes a difference? The population mean of a SAT is equal to 500 and the population standard deviation is 100. Since we know the population mean, we can use a Z distribution method. We can test the two-tailed as usual. Now we do the test to check the data. There is some method to increase the power value of the hypothesis. First one, to switch from a two-tailed test to a one-tailed test. That means similarly switching from a two-tailed test to a one-tailed test can move the dashed line to the left. In the tail 2 test, the critical p-value for the each tail and half of the alpha, while critical p-value equals to the alpha in the tail a1 tailed test. The second point to increase the value, increase the mean difference value. It is another way to increase the difference between two means. Since the null hypothesis distribution is fixed because the null hypothesis generally does not change, we can hope the alternative distribution can shift to the right. The third method is use Z distribution instead of T distribution. Starting from this method, we can focus to modifying the shape of the distribution. Using a Z distribution will make it easier to reach the statistical significance. To decrease the standard deviation. Another method to modify the shape of the distribution is reduce the standard deviation value by decreasing the standard deviation. Final concept to increase the value, increase the sample size, the most practical way. Finally, the one method can be always rely in increasing sample size if the standard deviation remains the same. The bigger sample size n increase the denominator, then standard error will decrease. This is also the most practical way in the real business scenario. It is much easier to collect the data from more users or send out more survey than following method is listed above. Finally, I conclude a topic in this video. We can talk about the statistical power is using visualization when through an example understand the graph better, and talked about 5 ways to increase the power. First one, raising the significant level alpha. It is a wrong way to increase the power, but the major possibilities to increase the power value: switch from the two-tailed test to a one-tailed test, increase the mean difference value, use z distribution instead of using t distribution, decrease the standard deviation value, increase the sample size. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this video has been helpful to you.